When the U.S. went into war with Vietnam, we recruited Montagnards to be frontline fighters alongside U.S. Special Forces. When the war went badly for us and we decided to pull out, in April of 1975, the Montagnard leaders asked what will happen to us. And we whispered to them, "Keep fighting, we will support you." And then we forgot about them. 11 years later, the U.S. Embassy in Bangkok, Thailand, got a note that said, "We're out of ammunition, what should we do?" Turned out that a group of Montagnard fighters, who still thought they were fighting for the U.S. Army, had made it to the Thai border. At first, the U.S. State Department tried to ignore the situation, but then Vietnam vets and other advocates who felt like they owed their lives to the Montagnard fighters spoke up, and it was decided that these 200-plus small band would come as refugees to the U.S. Then the U.S. State Department had to decide where would they go. And it was decided in consultation with refugee programs, with businesses, and with churches that North Carolina would be a great place. And so this first group of 220 people arrived in the fall of 1986. And they became settled in, working, growing their families, and we thought we were done. And then 7 years later, another group was found, still fighting, thinking they were with the U.S. Army. So they came. More Montagnards came. People got out of re-education camps. Families were reunited, and the population grew and grew. In the year 2000, another 1,000 came of villagers who were being harassed by the Vietnamese authorities. And now, many years later, we are the largest Montagnard community in the world outside of Vietnam. And we have grown and grown. It's not known how many thousands of Montagnards live in North Carolina. But this is where they are calling their home now.
Montagnard Association is an inclusive organization that was formed in 1987 by the elders from the Montagnard community. When they formed this organization, their mission was to help each other become self-sufficient while living in the United States. MDA provide many services such as employment, access to health care. MDA also provide a space for the Montagnard youth to complete their learning service hour as well as internship hours. MDA is unique because MDA was formed by the elders from the community and now is being passed down to the second generation to the Montagnard youth. MDA has opened its doors in the past 30 years, and we plan to keep our doors open for the next generation, for the future generation to be able to help each other, get to know each other, learn about our history, and be proud of who we are.
I have, throughout my time, have worked a lot with Montagnard Association in a variety of capacities, anywhere from employment and sewing to interpreting, to case management, to collaborating on projects and events, whether it's a citizenship event or English classes, or seeking to support folks experiencing different scenarios of crisis. There's a large number of isolated, older, single individuals that didn't come with family, don't necessarily have the resources, who for a variety of reasons, their public benefits are being kind of terminated or put on halt until they become U.S. citizens, who are just facing a number of challenges, including kind of living on the brink of extreme poverty and homelessness. Through partnerships with MDA, whether it's through our Immigrant Health Access Project or through our case management project, we're able to kind of attempt to meet those needs and work together to really kind of uniquely address the needs of the Montagnard community.
I also worked as a case processor at the Lutheran Family Services, where a lot of the clients that I worked with was the Montagnard community, due to the fact that there was a large number that had been resettled in North Carolina. This was to get their families to the United States as well. Many of the Montagnards I've seen grown over the years, and a lot of the children were babies whenever they came, and now that they are here in the United States and have gone to high school and have started going to college and graduating from college, there's a need for them to come into the community to help keep that culture present. So we need your support as young people, as old people, as even our elders. We still need you. Your presence matters. If you can't give in financial donation, your service, your time matters. So we encourage you to help us, and we will continue to sow into this community because our community needs us. The Montagnard community need us, and we want to be here for them.
Tông phun rệt đục nè màu plong chụp thun này là cái mình MDA đủ có cái đặc có màu cái rõ cái hàm này tông bằng thun thôn đò bao bút bắn này lọc đục tiền rồi này làm nên lô lại chắc lại áp thì cái em thì lô còn thì cái nắp nhái để có gần lũ sẽ nắp lại cái nào học lại đoạn này dòng tè mà mò gặp dưới sẽ xin nơi tục chặt phần của cho nên thì em này có bằng cái này nhưng mà để từ trụ còn lũ tái sẽ chỉ làm sang cái cung trao này lại cái kẹt đi nào bạn đọc sang cái trao cũng bùi mò nhưng mà này ai lo còn nó tốt cái này kìa còn nó mò nhau tới này còn nó mò nông vật lo thì cái nào từ trụ còn mò lại quốc tịch rồi còn mò mạng nhân nên để thì làm toa rồi đọc cái span thùng đọc bao đồ cái span này mà.
One of the things that I'm really passionate about is just teaching the dance and just love getting to know people and build a relationship with them and just have fun and just be able to be part of this, just like dancing and all that. It's just make me feel joyful, and I am so like thankful that I'm part of this.
Tol có một lại trúc lại cơ bể lại cơ vạ thì bỏ cáo MDA mà đủ nên lại cơ đà brai quay đà mình đà chum ao Stephanie mà lạc nên là chắc cơ MDA nhưng mà thì đủ cáo lại nên lại khắp cơ cáo làm rõ MDA còn đi là chắc nhưng mà lại đủ từng lần.
Here is a community that fought side by side with our military during the Vietnam War. They are loyal. They kept fighting even after the U.S. troops pulled out. So this is a community that's loyal in terms of thinking about patriotic communities. This is a community that's loyal and patriotic. Number two, it's a resilient community, a community that if you invest, you get return on your investment. Next generation leaders, you have households in which you've got cross-generation. So this is a community that is growing. It is not well thought about in terms of visibility, and yet this community is a large community that contributes to the Asian American experience, but not documented in any way. So for funders, it's important for them to understand this is part of our diversity in this country, part of community, part of this idea of the Asian American experience, and if they're wanting to understand how a community mobilizes and survives, this is a community they should invest in.